A real quick update on the oyster situation. Geraldine and I learned that oysters are not 40 calories per, they are 40 calories per half dozen. I was winning and didn't even know it. Oh, it's a beautifully snowy day. I love it. Getting to work a little late today. I try to get a balance in my schedule since I'm traveling so much, working on weekends, etc. Kind of giving myself flex time. Working a little later today. I got to take a group out for dinner tonight, so got some evening work. But it's good to be back at the office. Ooh.
Hey.
I like that a lot. I don't know if anybody's told you, you got great taste, lady.
Thank you.
I mean, she chose to work with us, James. She must have impeccable taste.
Exactly.
You say so.
That's from Sarah. Look at there's a gift card on it.
Oh, oh, bless her heart. Oh, Sarah, you delightful human being. My friend Sarah got me these Newman's Own cinnamon candies. Oh, love her. That's fantastic. I only got 3 of the episodes with Denise done last week before I left, and I've got today and tomorrow morning to get the final 2 done. I'm pretty sure that I can do it. I'm not worried about that, but I leave again tomorrow afternoon and I'm gone till Sunday. I'm back in the office on Monday. We have a big meeting here with the staff on Monday, and then I got on a plane Tuesday morning and I'm gone for the rest of the week. Like, when I told you this travel schedule was crazy, it is crazy. So, gotta get this done. Gotta buckle down. Gotta get her done. Get her done. I hate that. Who says that? I know it's Larry the Cable Guy. I hate it. Ugh. It's snowing. I'm so very excited about the snow. I'm out here shooting some time-lapse video of the snow because it's a far cry from Orange Beach, Alabama, right? And while I'm out here, I thought I'd multitask and answer a question that I got from one of the 10s in a new segment I like to call Dear Landon. So one of the 10s wrote and basically said, listen, I'm in the middle of like some life discernment and job discernment, and you are a creative guy, and I like to think that I'm a creative person. Do you have any advice for how I can make creativity and art like a part of my life and a part of my job? And I really love this question. It is so important for those of us who think that we're artists and for people who want to create as a matter of course in our lives. So here's what I told this person, that I have spent the majority of my life making art on my own time. I mean, I was in jobs where I was able to be artistic, no doubt, but making art, like what I do now as a part of my job, a good portion of my job is spent making art, making videos. So that's actually basically what I get paid to do now, but for a long time that wasn't it. And so here's what I told this person. So what I told this person was, you got to be concerned with 2 different aspects of your life. One, you've got to do art, and you have to, and sadly, for a long time, you have to do it on your own time. Several years ago, I wrote a book. I wrote that book on my own time. I've written and recorded music, and I've always done that on my own time. I used to produce a podcast, did that on my own time. But the thing that made that possible was that I also learned how to hack my job. Now, when I say hack my job, I'm not saying that I did my job half-assed, because I didn't. I did exactly what was expected of me, and oftentimes I did better work than what was expected because I learned the tips and the tricks in order to make space in my life so that it wasn't taken up with routine, often administrative kinds of details. An example of this is I only check email basically once a day. I don't spend my life with dings and notifications coming at me. That way I can focus and I can do what I need to do. I take advantage of the 80-20 rule, right? That notion that 20% of input is responsible for 80% of output. I always take a look at what I'm doing and ask myself the question, what is the 20% that is producing the biggest bang for the buck? And I really try to focus and hone in on those things, and those those other things, that 80% that really doesn't have a lot of impact on what I'm doing, I'm constantly doing basically an activity audit and saying, do I need to be doing this? Is this actually worth doing? Sometimes it is, and I got to figure out how to do it better. But a lot of times it's just not. But mostly it's just about maintaining focus and attention. I like to tell a lot of pastors, people that I serve a lot of times, who complain about working 60, 70 hours a week. I'm like, listen, I've been a pastor. I've been around pastors my whole life. If you're working 60 to 70 hours a week, you're doing it wrong. I'm getting water on my camera. Got water dropping on my camera. That's really irritating. That is not good. Water on a camera is a bad idea. Anyway, you got to figure out how to do your work the most efficiently as possible to get it done so that you can focus on the things that you're wanting to focus on. And you got to do that for a lot of years. You just got to become used to the fact that you're going to spend the majority of your day working on things that other people want, need, and pay you to work on. So you can't slack off in that regard. And you got to carve out this other time in your life that is just for you, where you focus. So that means you got to take care of your sleep. You got to take care of your diet. You got to take care of your exercise to make sure that you've got the energy. I did that for 15 years. I worked for other people during the day and basically worked for myself, made my art at night. But now I basically get to spend at least half of my time at work making art. And here's what's become hard. I got so used to making art on my own time, and frankly, I grew to love the ownership of my own time, making art on my own time, that the hardest thing for me, I've been at this job now 4.5 years, the hardest thing for me is in recognizing, believing, and understanding that making art is precisely what the people I work for want me to do. That has been the hardest switch. The hardest switch is that I now make art during the day. Most days I make art during the day, and that way when I go home at night, I'm not really making art. I mean, I think that's part of the reason why I started a vlog, because I was so used to that habit that I needed something to do at night. On the weekends, I needed to make art. So, for anyone else who is wondering, how do I make art a part of my life? The answer is, you just do. You just make art a part of your life. You do it on your own terms. You learn to hack the work that you're doing so that you can do it efficiently, so you can maximize maybe the amount of time, but certainly the amount of mental space. Because when you can hack through your work and that frees up some time during the day, you can give some consideration to other things. That's why Einstein took a job as a patent clerk, so that he could free up his mental space and come up with a theory of relativity. I hope for you aspiring artists, people who want to be creators officially, because we are all creators, I hope for you aspiring artists that is helpful. Hey, listen, I don't know if you have a question you'd like a Yahoo like me to answer, but if you do, feel free to send me an email at dearlandon@gmail.com. You may have noticed I stopped doing those smartass and dubious answers to internet questions because frankly it just got boring and rote and it was irritating. I'd really frankly answer questions from you, the tens. So if you've got questions, I'll answer them as they come in. I mean, I don't know what I'll do if I just get a huge barrage of questions. I'm not anticipating that. There are almost 50 subscribers now. I almost have 5 tens of subscribers. That's amazing. But hey, if you got a question, send it to dearlandon@gmail.com. I'll do my best to answer it. Okay, back to making art. I'm almost done with episode 5, but I'm not going to make it today. I've got a conference call in 4 minutes. You know how I feel about conference calls. I love them. I think they're just the best thing ever. I don't like them. But again, they're useful. So I'm going to have to finish this up tomorrow before I head to Dallas. So that should be a good time. Off to conference calling.
Welcome to Broad Data Conferencing. Thank you. If you are the host, press star now.
I am not the host.
Please record your name after the tone and press the pound key.
Landon Whitsitt.
You will hear silence until the conference begins.
Silence? Normally I get at least some elevator music. I'll sing my own. Ba 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 ba. You are on hold. You are on hold for
The
you.
conference is now in presentation mode. Your line is muted. Good afternoon, everyone.
Right. I had to leave my conference call early because I am going to take a group of Presbyterians out to dinner. Warning, Presby nerddom coming at you hard. As you know, I'm chairing a search committee to find a new executive director for one of the agencies of our national church called the Presbyterian Mission Agency. The national expression of our church is broken up into 6 different agencies. One of them takes care of our pension and medical, one of them does our investments, one of them helps churches get loans, one of them publishes books and curriculum, and then there are the 2 agencies that a lot of people think of when they think about the national expression of the Presbyterian Church. Presbyterian Mission Agency, which is responsible for all the mission work that we can do at a national level, and the other agency is called the Office of the General Assembly. And the head of the Office of the General Assembly is called the State Clerk. If you were to think about it in terms of an analogy with the federal government, it'd be like the Speaker of the House. Not a perfect analogy, but you get the idea. Anyway, the group that I'm going to have dinner with is the search committee to find the new stated clerk. They happen to be meeting in Kansas City, and since I have bragged so much about Kansas City barbecue, they wanted barbecue. So we're going to a new place down in Westport called Char Bar. I've never been there, but my friends Chad and Brian love Char Bar. Pretty stoked about it. Plus, there are some awesome people on this committee. Several of these people have been friends of mine for several years, so I'm really looking forward to seeing them. Char Bar.
The menu in this place made me happy.
Have you been here before?
No, it was on my list of places to eat that I haven't been. Westport has like 50 places I haven't been.
James and I are like barbecue explorers tonight. This is going to be great. So part of the problem is that I've got 3 North Carolinians here with me, and I'm just afraid they're going to turn their noses up at the barbecue. It's me. I don't know. You and Jenny and Arthur, like,
We're not eating fish tacos here.
right? No one should eat fish tacos. Fish tacos are disgusting. Okay, friends, you've seen cartoon Little Gerard. This is the real Gerard. And real Gerard is so much more pretty than cartoon Gerard. I just couldn't capture it. Oh my God. Hi, Pam. I'm here with your husband. Pam is one of my 10s, and this is her husband, Scott. Scott is great. Pam is great. At the recommendation of one of the 10s, I got some micro wind jammers to reduce wind noise on the video camera. I've got one on the camera now, so I'm going to try it out. You tell me, did it work? Was it worth the $16? You be the judge.